Today we're going to get into haltering your mule the proper way and do it in an easier way than you might have done it before. We're going to get into how to tie the knot. For me personally, I like the rope halters. Gives you more feel with them, and the bites. If you need a little bit more of a kind of bite to the halter when you're doing groundwork, you want to go with a rope halter. We do sell these here, but there are multiple out there on halters. The main thing to look for is that they don't stretch a lot. A lot of the rope halters out there, they'll look like the perfect size when you start out with them, but the mule wears it one time in the trailer or tie them up one time, and they'll get twice the size because the rope has a lot of stretch in it. And I like about a 12-foot lead to do groundwork with. We're going to go in here and halter one of these colts. They've been turned out on pasture or on the outside here most of the winter on a route bale, and we haven't messed with them yet, really. So this is kind of shoot from the hip video going haltering our colts. Hopefully they'll do pretty good for us. This is Yukon. I guess you'd call him a colt, but he's a 5-year-old that we raised. The first thing I want to do, like, he's pretty friendly here. First thing I want to do is most people want to go and try to get this part and flick it over to the top of them. I do not like that. I want to get, when I'm up to my mules, I want to get as much control as soon as I can, especially catching the pasture. So what I do, I want to hand this, the end of the halter where you tie it with. I'm going to go underneath the chin with my left hand, and go over the top with my right hand. I'm going to grab this end. Now I kind of have a little bit control. Something to do it with quality, putting your halter on to work on, is bring their head over. See how that nose comes down and over, and then I let them find that hole in the nose, or the nose piece. So I'll do it again. I'm going to kind of open up the nose piece a little bit. I'm going to bring his head over. He's going to kind of look for it and go walk it up the nose. When I say walk it up the nose, what I mean by quit it. I go from this side to this side, kind of walk it up that nose to get it in place. Very important on how you halter your mules. Get back. They all want attention. So this will affect how your mules will bridle on the way how you're going to halter them. So bringing their head over is a good technique, because when I'm bridling, I want their head over toward me too. So I'm always looking into the future when I'm doing this. So that's kind of the approach I take. I'll do it one more time without anything here. I go and reach underneath, go over top with my right hand. I got the neck, bring the neck over, and walk it up the nose. Here, you want to get in close here. How you tie this knot will determine if you can get the knot open again. So here you want to come from the back end, or from underneath. This is toward the meat. Come in from this side, pull it through, make sure your halter's fitting nice and tight. So from here, you want to go toward the back end of the mule. We'll be back there. Go in toward the mule, on the back side toward the mule, to the front, and then out toward the back again. Note here, when you're tying your halter, you do not want to tie your knot above this loop. If it's tied up here, it'll get so tight you can't undo your halter once you want to. So go around the back, toward the front of the mule, then back toward the back end of the mule. And when this does pull tight, really tight here, it has a lot more friction going around there versus if it would be tied up above this loop. So if this pulled really tight, what you want to do to get it loose is push on the loop part of the halter. So if you push on the loop part of the halter right here, We'll loosen that up. And you can go push it toward the front. Like that. So let me tie that one more time. Coming through the loop from the back side of the mule. Go around toward the mule side here of the loop. Go toward the front of the mule, and then go toward the back and go through that loop again. This way it will lay nice and flat. If you do it the opposite way, this part will be up here more toward their eye, flinging around. This part is back here. It's a lot nicer for it. So again, I'll pull this really tight as much as I can. All you got to do is push this loop up here, push this forward, and voila, you got it loose. Take it off the halter once you have the halter on to gain a good going toward, again, like bridling your mule. He literally has been off since like last October, and he's remembered all this. He's been basically turned out since last October. Maybe he had a halter on a couple of times. We trimmed their feet, but that's about it. Take your halter off. First thing I do, I pull the head toward me, and I want them to drop their nose just a little bit. There we go. Now, he won't hold it there right now. Not yet. With his other mules bothering, makes it a little bit harder. But to drop the nose and over, I'll loosen up the halter. Before I let the halter go, the last thing I'll do is bring their head down just a little bit. That mule's been buffed. He wants the attention too. I'll bring the head down. If I can, just a little bit. There, he dropped it, and I drop it. Nope, they're not walking through. They want to come in. That's how I release that. And that gives you a good start toward bridling your mules. Is to get that head dropping down and over toward you, and then take the halter off. That is all I have for you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments or reach out to me. I'll try to answer them as much as I can. And that's all I've got. Thanks for watching.